Hi, this is TSRaju. In this video, let us discuss the general structure of an English sentence. Before that, I would like to make a request. Please subscribe to my channel and encourage your friends to subscribe to my channel to receive more and more videos. Going into the topic, subject and predicate. The general structure of an English sentence consists of subject and predicate. You will find subject and predicate. So, in this video, let us learn how to identify a subject and a predicate. Predicate has some other parts in it. Let us discuss them also. Now, I'll give you a sentence and then let us try to identify the subject in the sentence. Rama is running fast. For example, take the sentence, Rama is running fast. What is the subject in this word? For that, you need to know the definition. The word which we speak about is called the subject. In other words, the doer of the action is called the subject. What is the action in this sentence? Running is the action, right? So, who does this action? Running is done by Rama. That means Rama is called the subject. Rama is called the subject. And the remaining part, the part which speaks about Rama is running fast. This part is called the predicate. What do we call this one? The predicate. This is a subject and this is a predicate. So, the definition of the subject, as we have learned, the doer of the action. I'll give you another example. And let me see whether we will be able to identify the subject from that sentence. Ramu is a good boy. Ramu is a good boy. Identify the subject from this sentence. To identify the subject, according to the previous definition, we need to know the word of action, which is the action word. Ramu is a good boy. There is no action word here. If there is no action word, you will not be able to say who does that action. First of all, you need to know the action. There is no action. Then how to identify? Then without the word, you cannot make an English sentence. But this is a sentence. That means there is a verb in it. But action word is not there. Then what shall we do to identify that particular word as a verb? All the be forms are called the verbs. Here, this is a be form. All the be forms are called the verbs. Let me give you the list of be forms. The list of be forms. The list of be forms. I'll give you the list of be forms here. Am, is, are, was, were, been, and be. This is the list of be forms. Am is a present tense. This is present tense. Is also is a present tense. Are also is a present tense. Was is past tense and were past tense. I'll tell you about these two words after discussing this. Present tense, this is used with the pronoun I. I am. Only with I in present tense we use am. And is used with singulars. singulars. What are the singulars? I'll give you the list here. He, she, it, any name. He is a boy, she is a girl, it is an animal, Rama is coming. So with the singulars we use is. Coming to R, this is present tense. We use this one with the you. With the plurals, we use this one. You as a singular and plural also is followed by R. You are a boy, singular. You are all boys, plural. For both we use R in present tense. And other plural word, we and they. These are plurals. You, we, they. Plurals. And plurals. Coming to was. This is past tense. Used with I, used with I in past tense. I was there when the incident took place. I was there when the incident took place. I is followed by was. And he, she, it, any. Also is followed by this one. He is followed by was. She, it, or any name. Followed by was in past tense. Coming to verb, like you and we. In past, verb is used with the you and we. Like you, we, they. Right? With these words, we use a verb in past tense. You were studying at the time. We were playing at the time. They were singing at the time. So in past continuous. So for past tense we use this one. Been and being. These two are used in passive voice. Been and being are used in passive voice. Been, any perfect tense. Any perfect tense. Perfect tense. In any perfect tense being is used. Being, any continuous tense. Any continuous tense we use being. And you may get a doubt how to use this been and being. When we go to active voice and passive voice, we shall learn the usage of been and being. This is the list of be forms. So when main verb is absent, be form is regarded as the verb. So here is verb. So here is a good boy. This part is speaking about something or someone. Is a good boy. Is it speaking about me? Is it speaking about you? This is speaking about Ram. This part is speaking about Ram. So this is called the subject. This is the subject. And the part which speaks about Ram. What is the part? Is a good boy. Is the part which speaks about Ram. And this is called the predicate. This is called the predicate. Now let us take one more sentence. Krishna is going to the market. Krishna is going to the market. Now let us identify the subject. Doer of the action is called the subject. What is the action? Is going. Action is nothing but word. So we have already learned by identifying is going as an action word. We have already learned what is verb. So is going is verb. And who is doing this work? The work is done by Krishna. So Krishna is subject, right? And is going is verb. And to the market. What is to the market? Is it object? Krishna is going to the market. the object? You need to know the definition of an object. The receiver of the action in a sentence is called the object. In that way, to the market, can it become an object? You may misunderstand to the market to be an object. To the market is not the object here, because this is not the receiver of going. In fact, there is no receiver in this sentence. That means you can make a sentence even without an object. And what is to the market then? This is a complement. This is not the object. This is a complement. Which complement? Verb complement. Because going and to the market are linked, connected to each other. So this is a verb complement. It is not an object, right? So the predicate consists of verb plus sometimes object, sometimes complement. Here if we have complement, sometimes object also will come. This part is called the predicate. Predicate speaks about subject. Subject is spoken about by the predicate, right? I'll give you one example and let us see how far you have understood my explanation. Consider this example. Raju called Ravi. Now, let us identify the subject according to the definitions that we have learned previously. The doer of the action. What is the action here? Called is the action. The doer of the action is Raju. So, Raju is subject, it's clear. This is the action. Action one is verb. This is also clear. Receiver of the action. Call is the verb, and who is receiving this action? Raghu is receiving the action. So the receiver is called the object. Is it clear? Subject, verb, object. Now there are two parts in a sentence. Subject, this is the first part, subject, and this part is the second part called the predicate. That's it. This is the second part. This is the first part. So, the general structure of an English sentence is subject and predicate. Now, let us consider this example. Prabhu is a good boy. Identify the subject, the verb, the complement if it is there, object and predicate. All this, whatever we have learned, all these things. Shall we solve? Doer of the action is called the subject. Doer of the action. For that we need to identify the action. There is no action here. Prabhu is a good boy. There is no action here. And if there is no action, how can you identify the doer of the action? Yes, I told you, if there is no action, be forms are regarded as the verb. So, be form is. This is the verb. Right? Now, verb plus the remaining part. In our example, we have learned verb plus the remaining part speaks about the part which I am asking you about, subject. So here, what is the subject? Prabhu is the subject. He is a good boy. He is speaking about Prabhu. So this is subject. Now, what is the verb here? As you know, this is verb. Right? What about a good boy? A good boy. Is it an object? No, this is not the object. This is a complement. What is this? This is a complement. So we have learned how to identify subject, verb, complement and predicate. So this part all together, this part is called the predicate. That's it.